Welcome back, episode 7 again.
0.5.
Yeah.
So you're still looking for that producer. One thing I wanted to say is, Miss Patty, I'm going to do this real quick for you. Bottom line up front. Annexation passed. Thank goodness.
Yay!
Conservation, we got petitions and people need to sign them. Save the conservation board. That's what we need to do. All right, Patty, you can do something else. She's 82. She ain't got a lot of time. So, what's next? HSI was in West Union. That was very interesting.
That was terrible. It was terrible. The only thing I've seen was, 2 arrests, somebody for having a potty mouth, which I resent because that's a waste of my tax dollars and clogging up the court system to arrest somebody, disorderly conduct for saying the F word. Yeah, good job, guys. Way to go. Just no. And then evidently somebody had the nerve to ask for a warrant and they get arrested. So yeah.
But he had a gun, supposedly. But it looked like he had a problem holding his britches up.
It's not
I have
illegal.
that same problem.
Not illegal to have a gun. This is South Carolina. This is the Wild Wild West. Anybody and everybody can have a gun unless you're a felon. So yeah, welcome to it. That's what you voted for and that's what you got. So everybody can have a gun. Anybody pretty much over 18 can have a gun. So yeah, that's what they decided. So that's what they got. So again, next, what was the problem? Daring to question authority, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. They might as well have a sign in West Union that says you can't be mouthy and brown in this town.
Yeah, pretty much. That was what I took away from it. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't ask questions.
Don't be brown in West Union.
And the other thing is what I've taken away from it. I had to just not look at Facebook, and I've had to do that a lot lately. But we went over there before the show that we attempted to do yesterday that nobody could hear. But
we look good. We looked real good.
Yeah, y'all go look at us. Anyway.
42 minutes of looking at us. We were live. We can't go live here. There's not enough internet because we're not close enough to town.
Anyway, so.
Annex Mountain Rest so I can get good water and internet up here from my food truck.
But we went there, and what I can say is that it brings out the worst of people, the very worst of people. We talked to some really, really nice folks, but it does bring out the worst of us, and it is shameful to see folks.
Politics, church business meetings, and HOA meetings seem to be the most miserable places to meet people.
Just people that have the nerve to go and put their feet under these folks' tables, weekly, and enjoy their food and, get on a first name basis with them, but then are over there cheering because something bad happened at that restaurant where they've been going for 25 years, y'all.
I hope that they read all those Facebook comments,
yes,
and they associate those names with your profile pictures,
yes,
and they spit in your damn food.
Yeah, or just turn you away next time you come because it's shameful.
You can't act like that and expect to be welcome there. That's awful. It really is.
Yeah.
So conservation. Let's talk about that again. The conservation board. We got about 3 weeks before the next meeting at the county council. We need as many people to sign these petitions as you can. They're popping up at post offices and stores and things like that. Find them. Call. Call somebody that has a petition that you know and go sign that thing. Save the conservation board. We don't need this money given away to build wells in subdivisions. That was the dumbest thing I reckon that I have ever heard the planning commissioner for District 2 say. That they want to change the rules so you can dig a well in the subdivision. That is silly. You're talking about making accommodations so you can have smaller lot sizes, all the while making people put their poop water right on top of their wells and wondering why
Well,
everybody's
it
grandchildren's
seems-
going to have cancer.
It seems so contradictory to their last snafu of their whole goal in life was to put a big old sewer somewhere.
That
So-
they ain't using.
So they spent all this money to put sewer to nowhere, and then now their goal is to put wells. I mean, what is the objective and the end goal here? Is to just dig holes?
I mean, Pioneer.
I'm so confused. Like, why?
Even Pioneer
Why,
Water
Shucks?
should be against the idea of putting wells in subdivisions.
Well, I mean, DHEC needs to step in and say, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, anybody with any sense needs to step in and say.
I mean,
because-
the only other thing is they'd be like all them ignorant rednecks up there in the Boogie Mountains, digging wells and drinking their poop. Just let them and not care, I guess. I mean,
well, the thing about
Henry don't care about you.
the neighborhoods is it wouldn't take 5 to 10 years with planting trees and that kind of thing before you have roots growing, and like you said, everybody is drinking contaminated water, and then who's responsible? I mean, who's going to be responsible for all that? Who's going to be responsible for testing, the cleanup? I mean, maintenance when it goes bad. You know, because if we give grants or whatever to begin with, what's going to happen when it goes bad? And then you've got people with no water. Well, then what do they do?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're not in drought conditions most of the time in Oconee County. Do you have water restrictions on your water in town? They ever
We
tell
do.
you?
We do. Like when it was really bad last year, we couldn't water our lawn and we couldn't wash our cars. You know, because it just makes sense. You know, when there's water's low, you don't wash your car.
So, but you had somebody monitoring that and letting you know the water was low.
Well,
And if you have your own well and you're in a subdivision and everybody's watering the grass and all that, and all of a sudden your well goes dry. Well, most of the time those aquifers run in a straight line or whatnot, and you got 10 people that are drinking out of the same aquifer, and Charlie over there runs it dry. Now 8 people's out.
yeah.
Because
Well,
you get 8 on an acre.
We had a lot of people that didn't care, which was, you know, here again, there are people like that. They're like, and we're making, you know, videos. I'm out here washing my car anyway. I pay for it, you know.
Right, but if you're in a neighborhood and you've all independent wells and you use up the water and then your neighbor's mad, I mean, that could be a hostile situation going forward. There's no good in digging wells in a neighborhood.
Well, I think it comes down to is just back to what I said. We're seeing the worst of people because people just don't care about each other.
Well, you know,
They don't care about other people whatsoever. It's just like the ordinance of it, and we'll talk about this in a second, about like criminalizing being homeless or houseless or however you want to put it. They don't care about anybody else.
no, and you know, you talk about that we're seeing the worst of people, but we're also probably seeing the best of people too. And last night, I went to an undisclosed location to a secret meeting, and I will not, and you better not, and none of y'all better. But anyway, I've never felt more welcome in a place in my life, and I really appreciate that. I didn't itch or nothing.
It's called hospitality.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate that. It was real. It was weird, but it was good. It was weird because, well, I've been to other undisclosed locations and people, and it wasn't so weird. It was just awful. And well, whatever that was last night was very nice, and thank you very much. And I'm probably said more. But wow, you know, wherever there's bad, there's good, and
You can't have a light without a dark to stick it in.
right. So it
Carla
was
Guthrie.
it was good stuff. and I do appreciate every bit of that. And but yeah, so we had a couple protests in Seneca that we didn't talk about, and some fellow showing his ass down there got arrested.
That was great. Like, how do you do that? You're standing there with your little dog and not think that anybody is going to recognize you or take a picture. I mean,
Or maybe he was advertising open for business or something. I don't know, but hopefully he got it in a pokey when he went to the pokey.
I mean, you're grown. I guess, you know.
But it's like
Yes.
that Elvis song, the Jailhouse Rock. Have you ever like listened to that just to listen to it?
It's not appropriate.
And then
But
then
yet you
you're like,
sang it when
like-
you were a kid. Everybody sang that song.
yeah, and your granny taught you to. Well, she loved that stuff. Your granny's some perverts, I tell
Yeah.
you. But anyways, wanted to make it short. Wanted to make it fun. Wanted to make sure you could hear us. So
Yeah. There was what else was there?
love your neighbor. That's it. That's the golden rule. Love your neighbor. And your neighbor
Come get
is
your stink bug signs
everybody.
everywhere.
I noticed the ones in the median today were gone. There's some
Well,
out in the county.
The ones in Mountain View are not gone, so please come get them. Please.
I saw something like way out on Burnt Tan Yard Road. Well, out damn near Salem, I think. But why? Why you do that? It ain't none of your business. But anyways, thank you very much for listening. I'm going to be out of town. I got my passport today. Thank you very much, Mr. Lindsey Graham. I applied for it Thursday or Friday last week, and it came in UPS today. So I'm going to Canada tomorrow. I'll see you when I get back.
I'm not going to Canada. I am leaving town though. I'm gonna go where Hank goes to vacation.
Epstein's Island?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, it is an island though. Yeah.
But anyways,
Have some butter pecan.
couple weeks without us. Hope you can manage. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's gonna cry.
Anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming out to that Walhalla City Council meeting. It was
Yeah,
good.
thanks for voting for the citizens.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. We have a great council majority and a great mayor.
Did we talk about? Well, I don't think we really talked about that much. What's the benefits of being a member of the city by mooching off city water and living in the county?
You get to vote.
Right, you get to vote, and they got this new sports complex. What do you call it? Youth Center, Recreation Center coming online.
Yeah.
I really hate that it costs double for me to take my child to participate in the youth sports in Walhalla. But I understand it, and that's why he don't get to play every one of them. He gets to pick a couple. He doesn't get to do cheerleading. He doesn't get to do some of that stuff. He plays soccer. He's real good at it. He's not a very good team player. I guess I thought of that. But he does good. But you have to pay extra. All right. It looks like our food's done anyway. So, anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Yeah, I heard the other night too. Someone said,
Let me go get the food. You just keep it.
yeah,
Don't go crazy.
yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy. But one of the petitioners had said that they don't get the services that we get. With motorcycle path. But they do. Even folks that aren't on sewer or water get the services that we get. If you fall out at your house, Walhalla Fire Department is going to be the first people that show up if you're in and around West Union Walhalla, and they're the closest. They're going to come get you, so you do get the services. Just pass out and see what happens. So yeah, not true. You have the benefit of being close to a municipality. That's years ago there was not the option of opting into trash pickup. There was not the option, I don't think, of opting into water. I know that when we first moved here, there wasn't the option of getting city water or sewer. it was just well water. That was your option, well water or nothing. That has expanded through the years. And with that expansion, I don't think that there has, over the last nearly 4 decades, that they have thought through how to account for whatever is happening and grow and spread it out so that just a small group of people are footing the bill there. So, but thank you. But anyway, we're just talking about the services and how they expanded and they weren't available. Of course, oh yeah, good food.
Support local businesses,
Yeah.
the local Hispanic businesses.
But anyway,
All right, I'm gonna eat.
yeah.
It's time for y'all to go. Thanks for listening.
Have a
Bye.
good week.